Well, I'm already here in Donetsk. We can't go too far. There have been quite a few bombings recently. This is in green with a Z on the arm, right?
Several missiles fell here when the war began.
I feel like with this, I can't be impartial, but this wasn't in it. It doesn't do anything. They're working and looking for victims. We're going down. This is the reality of Donetsk. We'll keep reporting because I'm sure this is just the beginning. Well, I'm here in Donetsk now. For now, we can't go too far since there were quite a few bombings heard recently. So we have to be a little careful, at least for now. Until I get a little more familiar with the situation, the map, the city, and all that. But I've come to some buildings that, well, show clear signs of bombings. Some have already been partially rebuilt. I've gotten a little closer, as you can see. They've already been minimally rebuilt. But you can tell that the war has always been present here. It's incredible, all things considered, how this city keeps living under the bombs. Because, well, people stop for a moment and then suddenly keep walking. They stop mainly, I'm already being told the things I need to know. They stop, mainly to figure out how close those sounds are. If they're getting closer, if they're moving away, important things here to survive. And well, today is the day of the first contact with the city. It's already late, and then there will be a curfew. I'm going to try to cross now to show you a bit more of the remains from the bombings. And well, here you learn things that you never thought you'd need to learn in your life, like, for example, how to throw yourself to the ground the right way, at least the least dangerous way within each person's possibilities. Cars with the Z. Like I was saying, the atmosphere here is very different from what we usually see in the West. I can't get closer, but cars with a Z, a lot of cars with a Z. People are very aware of who is helping and where the humanitarian aid is coming from. Today, arriving here, I've seen the whole humanitarian effort. Mariupol was saying, people are very aware of who is helping and who isn't. No matter what is said in the European media, it's actually the opposite. Today, as we arrived in the city, we saw an entire convoy leaving. At the border. Heartbreaking testimonies. I've been able to talk to a few of them, and honestly, it's almost impossible. It's been impossible for me to listen to them without bursting into tears. People... He's in green with a Z on his arm. There's a very, very different atmosphere from what we usually consider normal in the West, and here people are very, very aware of it. It didn't start for them yesterday or a month ago, and more than just an armed conflict. For them, it's truly a liberation. Well, here I am in a supermarket, here. As you can see, despite the dramatic situation Donetsk is going through, there's fruit, there are juices, water, really whatever you want. Well, basically everything is working absolutely normally. This is just an ordinary supermarket. Regular pastries, you don't see empty shelves anywhere, no sign of shortages. Can you see it for yourselves? This is what there is, and I would say there's plenty of everything. And that's considering the extraordinary situation happening outside. Today, when I crossed the border, I spoke with several women who come and go because they have family in Rostov. So they cross the border regularly. Absolutely all of them agree on the same thing. And that is, this is painful for them, but they see it as more necessary than ever. And the thing is, they're tired of living in fear, and the only thing they hope for, according to these women, one of them had to cross into Ukraine because a family member had died and she had to take care of that. She was traveling for almost 3 weeks. Borders are now very complicated, requiring you to cross multiple routes and countries. Another one simply crosses from Donetsk to Rostov from time to time. And well, they're tired of this situation, so the only thing they hope for is that it can be ended from Russia. Well, the most important things are already bought, which are definitely water and some snacks. I just spoke with the people at the supermarket, and the truth is the things they tell me. For example, they say that early this morning, at 6 in the morning, a 9-story building was bombed. And well, for now, they say there are few victims. Just a few people. I'm going to check right now to see if there's any news or not. When I tell them that this isn't talked about much, they go quiet and agree. They lower their eyes and say, yeah, of course it's not talked about much. And when I ask how long they've done it, I can't record them because they're working, but they said they'll give me an interview when they finish, or tomorrow. They'll write to me whenever it's convenient for them. And I hope I can interview regular people, everyday folks. So I just ran into them at a supermarket and they say this. Well, when you ask them how long they've been like this, they tell you it's been 8 years. There were times that were a bit calmer than now, but obviously everything has started up again. And it's reaching buildings. In fact, in the case of the saleswoman here, it was actually someone she knew who lived nearby. And he warned her and told her that there had been a bombing. A 9-story building, and apparently 3 floors were affected. At least this is the reality in Donetsk. We will keep reporting because I'm afraid this has only just begun. And what you can't imagine, and I hope to show you when I start recording interviews, is what you can't imagine. What is expressed on the faces of these tired people. And I repeat, here there is practically unanimity about what is happening and about where the bombs are coming from. And I assure you that no one believes they are coming from Russia. I was going to say we're starting the day. Well, we're starting the day. Anyway, we have to try to get me a SIM card. Later, I'll show you the line. The line there is for new cards here, because obviously the Ukrainian ones don't work, the so-called Phoenix cards. There are many refugees from Mariupol right now, so there's a line of over 100 people. It's crazy. Well, we've come here to the city center to show you where they've been bombing all this time. And some of the places. It's true they've tried to rebuild them because, as I said, community services here work really well. And right away, a rocket falls and people come, put down new asphalt and so on. But even so, you can still see the consequences. So we're going to show all of you, and Luis will tell us and take us on a little tour around the places.
The building we have behind us is a residential building, but this whole block is full except for 2 buildings of the Technical University's Corpus buildings. When the war started, several missiles fell here. One of them hit the 3rd or 4th section of this building, and another one hit that building farther away. That's Corpus number 1, which is a very old corpus of the university. It fell in the prorector's office, destroyed the office, but he survived. He was seriously injured. They thought he was going to die because he had a very severe wound in his throat, but he survived. So not even the university has been spared. That's here in the center, less than 200 meters away. That's where the administration building is, the president's office. We're about to leave and bombs have fallen here on the boulevard. This is the actual city center. Well, bombs have fallen everywhere and nowadays nothing here is safe. Everything is under fire. Anywhere you go here is dangerous.
Well, we've now arrived at the place where there was recently a bombing with 20 victims, and I think 40 people were injured. You can see all of this. They're full. Luis, these are holes from what? From the shrapnel that flies? Yes?
The shrapnel from the... Those holes were made by shrapnel from the missile that fell here.
Impressive. This... Of course, they haven't had time to rebuild anything yet, right? And this isn't an undestroyed Tochka U. This is a destroyed Tochka U.
If it hadn't happened that way, half the city would have been destroyed.
We're at the very center. The radius is 500 meters. The radius where these fall, this shrapnel would have killed, there would have been at least 200 or 300 dead.
Let's cross, because that's where they've organized, but like a kind of memorial. Here it is. The toys are because there have been child victims. It's... wow.
Yes, it's the footprint.
It hasn't happened to them yet. Oh my God. I've already said this in a bunch of posts. I feel like with this, I just can't be impartial, but it was just recently. And then I'll go somewhere else, which was just yesterday. These people, man, we even put a damn roundabout for them in Madrid. We arm these guys, for peace. It's a pain in the ass. And let me tell you something, it's not just about who we arm or why we arm them or any of that. But this, have you seen it on many news broadcasts? Why not? Don't they matter?
Missiles fell multiple times, landing here and destroying everything. This is the stadium and what remains. This happened just a few days ago. There are windows that need to be replaced. That happened just a few days ago because 5 or 6 years ago, one fell once. But what you see there is from last week. Last week, bombs fell here. In all these places, bombs fell. Lately, look.
Look, the cars with the dents. What surprises me is that I've just been recording. Supermarkets, and there's no shortage, not here.
And there hasn't been any lately. I mean, there was a shortage at the beginning of the war, 8 years ago, for a little while.
This is a hospital. No, this is a hospital.
I think it's a children's hospital. At the entrance above, do you see? A bomb fell there.
Really?
Yes, really. Bombs were falling in 15, at the beginning of 15, all over the city, almost like now. But right now, not as many are falling. At that time, I told you, bombs fell everywhere daily. It was incredible. Here, just 2 or 3 blocks away too. Another day back then, one fell on a car that was passing by with a family. Wow, and nothing was left. I mean, just imagine, the missile landed right on top of the car. A bomb like that.
The family was gone. Nothing was left.
Nothing was left, nothing at all. The people were burned.
Most of the cars are from here. No, I don't see it from DNR. I mean...
DNR, yes, here too, nothing left.
The theater, if you look at it, wow, it's completely burned down. Completely burned down. It's been like that since the...
It doesn't even have windows or anything.
No, not even a roof or anything. And what about the building I have? The car was in front of this one at Flora, and another was on the opposite side here. The bomb fell on the car and killed the whole family. They were driving, and suddenly the bomb fell on them.
And also today, a missile hit in the Textile Cheek neighborhood. It hit a school, and it's also the same neighborhood where another missile. Just a few days ago, it hit a 9-story building. There were fatalities and many injuries.
This here was in 2014. They bombed everything. A lot of people died here. This used to be a market, a small market. This neighborhood was heavily hit by bombs. A lot of people have died here. A lot of people.
Let's be as quick as we can. We can't stay here long because they're still bombing. Well, right now we're in an area that is generally one of the most heavily hit, in fact, where a lot of bombings have taken place. And in fact, I think that even today, bombs are still falling. There might be a checkpoint, or maybe not, we don't know. But in any case, I have military accreditation. Well, right now we are in one of the areas most affected by the bombings. Even today, bombs are still falling here. And well, so... You've seen it. I'm not going to say much more. Call me a propagandist if you want. That's just how it is. This was 8 years ago. And nobody said anything.